Jeremy, how are you? Hey, it's good to see Team David Meltzer. Let's pin up what we need to pin up. We got free trading tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's getting better and better. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Join me. Inspiration versus motivation. We're going to kill it. Looking forward to today. So much going on. Just finished up the SAP seminar with AI. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. Jeremy, life is great. You are right. Samir, living a blessing is always great things. Let's get a quick question, and maybe you don't have an office. Yep, we have an office, and we are just observing social distancing, trying to keep everybody safe and sound. Kent, thank you very much for joining. Thank you so much. Young Nails is in the house. I did not see it. Thank you, Jimmy, very much. You know my nickname there. You must be talking to my teenage daughters. Thank you, brother. Uh, Very cool. How do we attain our higher self? Meditation, plateau and grow. Let's see, making sure we find that highest frequency. Looking to see Young Nails. Where are you at, my friend? I am not seeing my good friend here. What's going on? Evan Carmichael. Check this out, Evan. What is that right there? Do you see it? Do you see Built to Serve? Is that a book or what? That is a book. I started reading it, and it's really, really good. If you haven't seen that book by Evan Carmichael, if you haven't checked him out on Instagram, there we go. Young Nail. Here we go. All right. I want to get some true entrepreneurs on here. Somebody that's making it happen. There he is. The wisdom's gonna flow. What's going on?
Hey David, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Oh man, what a pleasure! And my three teenage girls are definitely gonna be jealous. I'm talking to you. I love that picture.
Uh, well, I don't worry, I'm gonna send you a ton of stuff, so I will hook them up. Not a problem.
If it's free, it's me, my friend. You probably know that. But I'm trying to get young, successful entrepreneurs on here to talk about the
Yeah.
new nature of business. Right? There's something about you. I'm going to tell you, you have a lot of skills. You don't have as much knowledge as the old guys, but what you have is what makes people successful is this attitude that you must be what you can be. And I
Yeah.
really want to delve into kind of the changes in the nature of the business. I mean, Young Nails, you know what you're doing. I'd love for you to kind of share with us your perspective and help other young entrepreneurs.
Yeah, no, 3 years ago, we were in a position, David, where 3 years ago we were doing traditional media, traditional advertising, lots of trade shows. We've been in the beauty business a very long time, since '92. And things were not looking good. So it basically, like, I had to make this decision of like, we got to go full digital. So literally took a chance, because for me it was, there's a lot of uncertainty. So we went full hardcore content creating 100% into that world. And I knew zero about it. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because for me, that's what business is all about. It's the ability to pivot quickly and make changes when you got to make changes. And so we went on this journey of creating content. I've been very fortunate to work with Gary Vee and his team in the Vayner Mentors program, and I have learned so much from them. We're partners with them, and what it's done for my business, it literally, we were going like this, and we went like this, and literally exploded. Looking at like 40% growth in a very short period of time. So, and one of the things I saw, that you're about too, is this idea of like just giving as much value as possible. It's like that is our entire like when it comes to content, the reason why we can output so much is because our only strategy is exactly that. It's how do we get value? How do we help the person on the other side? So our whole strategy is like, whether you're a do-it-yourselfer at home or you're a professional salon that wants to, grow your business, it's about helping you, helping you, helping you. And that's our strategy. It's very indirect path to sales. It's an indirect way. I look at it as like give, 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 give. I trust the sales will come. But it's been an incredible fun journey, but that ability to pivot is just, it's so important for entrepreneurs. Young entrepreneurs got to understand things change. That's the number one certainty I know. You've got to go with that flow.
It's amazing because, we almost like are identical. 3 years ago, I was helping Gary with the sports agency, and total traditional sports guy, total
Yeah,
traditional, right? Events, everything. And I was telling
right.
Justin, my media guy, I'm like, Gary inadvertently, because we have the same attitude, you give with no expectation, right? I don't give to
Yeah,
get. I did that when I was young. I was a trader. I was trading, recognition, acknowledgement. Whenever I gave, there was always something tied to it. But to unconditionally give, and here I
yeah,
am, thank goodness, because the sports marketing, traditional sports marketing, probably is one of the hardest hit industries of all. Now, I have an idea for us, and I've been looking.
sure.
I've been in male vanity for a while, as far as the health and beauty space, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
been growing
real.
in my career, right? It's been growing in my career.
Yep.
So I'm trying to think. Okay, nails is such a huge place that there's been no male vanity, right? And
Right,
so
right.
I have this brand that I'm launching, the Ferocious Buddha. The ferociousness is to stop when you're an ego-based conscious, right? It takes such ferocious behavior to stop the ego. And then the
I
Buddha
love it.
part is to drop the center to neutral. And so I'm trying to come up with a cool logo that kind of, everyone's coming up like the Kung Fu Panda that looks mean. Who
Yeah, yeah,
knows?
yeah.
But I'm going to have this brand. So here's my idea. You give meaning to everything you see. One of the most negative things in the world is this, right? People go like this or like this.
Absolutely.
So what I want to do is I want to put the ferocious Buddha on men's middle fingers to
I love
convert,
it.
to say I'm going to be, and then partner with you guys that know nails, do a ton of content, and we'll just go like this to everybody to be ferocious and make it a positive thing. Like in some cultures,
Yeah,
saying hi says F you, or this is F you. We'll take the F you and make it a completely different meaning in America together, and we'll make money, give it to charity, we'll have fun.
I love it. I love it. And I already know what we can do. So when you're ready, let me know. Honestly, I already know what it can be, and it's a very easy application. You can go on like 2 seconds, and then this can be this,
My my kids' principals are right now cringing, going, "Mr. Meltzer has just screwed us. Kids are gonna be going like this to school." But it's gonna be positive. I want to prove, because I'm trying to create collective consciousness, as you know,
Yeah,
about happiness, and we give meaning to everything you see. This doesn't have to be negative. Not if you put the ferocious Buddha on it and have all little
yeah,
boys, men going around the world going, "I'm a ferocious Buddha. I have free will not to be an ego." To be of service and provide value, which is what you're all about, and
totally.
to be a Buddha, to live in neutral, right? And roll in the right trajectory of abundance. Um,
Absolutely.
but that
Absolutely.
doesn't happen without the platform. Can you, I have this
Yeah.
stage theory that says capture, modify, amplify, and perpetuate. Most people are catching on, not nearly, where we're at. But the
Sure.
interesting thing I see is most people don't understand the perpetual nature of the content that they're creating.
Yes.
And Gary, he does it. I have 20 some years of trainings I've been doing for Friday. I have perpetual content that 20 years ago nobody watched, that I guarantee will have millions of views in the next decade,
Totally.
right? And I know, and I have had from the beginning a strategy. Nails are the same way. Like, you have a perpetual strategy, and you're confident by this giving attitude that it's going to grow. What are some of the aspects that people should think about in their business, that it's not just all about today, especially with the changes going on? What do you do to prepare for that future?
Yeah. Um, I love that idea of like perpetual content. I mean, we were on YouTube in about 2009. We didn't know what we were doing, but it's a lot of fun to go back and watch those videos now. And actually, like, it's such a motivator of like breaking out of the fear of creating content, because of doing it for the reason that, like, this is going to be a great way to look back on our progress. It's like just like the new photo album or video album, so to speak, for our business. We can actually see our progress over the years. Even today, when I go back to the first vlog that I did 3 years ago, I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I had zero idea what I was doing. It wasn't even about the nail business. I was traveling around, like, just on a business trip, screwing around and making jokes, and had zero clue. But it's so fun to go back and actually see that. But our entire content strategy is it's actually super simple, you know, like knowing that it's going to live forever is it's beautiful because we have that like a little bit of history there. But our entire content strategy, like consistency, that pounding day in and day out, that consistency in driving our message, and then also like I can't say that enough, really trying to tell people like when you talk or go on any type of content you create, you cannot think about yourself. You truly have to think on the other side. And that makes it so much easier to just break into the ability to do it day in, day out. I mean, this morning I was doing a little LinkedIn video, and all I do is I sit there and I go, what's going on right now? What is happening? And can this help somebody on the other side of what we're actually going through right now during this COVID time, this coronavirus time in our business? A lot of people are experiencing the same thing. And it's like, grab the camera, shoot, post, go. Not think. Stop thinking, post, go. And I think that can really help people if they understood what we actually do, you know, because I think people's perception is like, we're setting up all this camera work. And I mean, we have those moments where we've got nice production, but the majority of our content that we do, David, it's so raw, it's so fast. It like speed is like the main thing. And that helps us like really kind of look into the future. It's like, okay, we've got this dialed in. We know where we're going. It really kind of helps us to plan for anything that's going to come our way.
Yeah, and the last thing real quick is frequency, and it takes time. I tell people to build a frequency. So, you know, as much as you're doing stuff quick, because, you know, my daughter posted the in the closet video and had the most comments ever, you know, and she's doing it literally on her iPhone and it doesn't take her long. It's quick and easy. But, you know, that kind of stuff doesn't work 3 years ago when nobody is watching,
Yeah.
when you don't know your frequency. And we did 100 vlogs, you know, really well produced, you know, stuff through the Gary stuff that he was doing early on. And, but that, I told everyone that investment that I made helped me find the strength of my signal, the spectrum of my signal.
Yeah.
You know, allowing you to create people. I still don't think there's two things people don't understand about the internet as a whole. They don't get their mind. It's like infinity. They can't understand the size, scope, and scale of billions of people.
Yeah.
They get so, and I'll give you two examples why. One, they get so caught up on one negative comment.
Right.
And I'm even in my mind, right? We have all positive comments. One guy doesn't like us and he says we're boring. Well, we're not forcing him to be here, first of all, but like our minds go right to that one, right? I don't see other people go, I love this guy, they're geniuses, good morning. Right? The one guy that says boring, you look at it, we lose perspective of who cares. Right. And then two, you know, like I told my daughter, I said, there's almost 100,000 views on your video you put up yesterday, right? Almost 100,000 people watched it in completion.
Right.
You know how many stadiums of people that is?
Yeah.
like when I was a kid, if somebody would tell me that many people would watch anything I did in my life, like I threw a first pitch out, but the first time I did it, there was really no big social media. And I was like super nervous in a stadium, and nobody watches the first pitch except for your family and friends, right? Everyone's drinking and eating, but you think it's like this big deal. And then here we are, you're a nail guy, I'm a nobody, and millions of people will watch our stuffs, and the Ferocious Buddha will be more famous than both of us.
Totally. Ferocious Buddha's coming, man, with a fury, 100%.
So how do you, adjust your mindset, though, to the size, scope, and scale, and allow yourself to be patient and say, look, 2 people turn to 4 people, turn to 8, turn into 2 million.
It is literally everything is through the doing. I like, it's the doing and it's getting used to it, and then it's doing more, and then it's learning. Like, I was so terrified and scared because I was not the front person of our company. I was the ops guy in the back, but I knew we needed a change. And so I had to break into this. And so my brother was the front guy, but I couldn't tell him, hey, do a vlog, he'd be like, what? So I was like, screw it. I'm just going to do it. And I was terrified. but I knew I didn't have a choice. That's how I felt. I literally believed if we didn't do this, my business is going to end. And maybe that's a little extreme, but that's just how my mind goes. It's like, I need to do this or things are going to get really awful. So I'm doing it scared for months and months and like nothing's happening and it takes time. But the thing is that, building a business, I've learned patience, real patience is like what you said. That is the realest thing in building a business. It takes time. When you implement something in your business, it takes time. It took us 9 months of content creating before I saw any jump in like our revenue. You know what I mean? So, but the doing of it every day, I started to get used to it. I always compare it to like having a kid. Like when you first have a kid, you're like, how am I going to do this? Like there's no way. And then you get used to not sleeping. And then you get used to like, crying and all these things. It becomes hard. And then you're like, oh, I can do this. And creating the content is the same thing. Like, but you have to do it and you have to do it scared, and that's okay. Like I recognized, hey, I feel it. There it is. I'm totally scared. I'm okay with it. That's okay. I'm scared. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I get used to it.
And people laughing at you, making fun of you and scoffing at you.
Oh,
But I consider, like, I was the same way. I'm, the guy behind Lee Steinberg, the guy behind Warren Moon, the guy behind all of these great celebrities all the time. Like Joel Osteen, right? He was 17 years his dad's video guy, and you step out there and everybody's on you at first. And they're like, who do you think you are? What do you think you are? And the kid analogy is great. I'll let you go after this. But I also think that we don't see the growth.
Yeah.
Right? Like you don't see in the first 9 months until you saw a little incremental growth. You didn't know and nobody else can see it. You might be able to at least put faith in the fact of it. Right. But like your brother's probably like, dude, he is wasting my time and money, right? And here's the thing. It's like kids' tennis shoes. This is my analogy for this is if you have kids, everyone else, you're sitting there and you don't see them growing. You don't see them accelerating. Wow. You don't see them learning. Then all of a sudden you got to go to the store 3 or 4 weeks later and you're like, whoa, I got to buy you a new pair of shoes. What's going on? True. You grew a whole half size in 3 weeks. You don't see it. That's exactly what happens with your brand and your frequency and your business. And traditionally it was even slower, and I say that, people are older, are a little bit more patient because we were used to traditionally one customer coming in.
You're right.
In the red for months, and people, unfortunately, that are involved on this platform, they look at the Kardashians, and go, why can't I get 100 million people to buy my cologne? Yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah, man. You're not even at that frequency. And they only own this much of the internet, right? 4.2 billion people, 100 million is nothing. That's true. 1 million people will change your life, I promise you, and change your business. But man, we got to do this again.
Anytime.
I'm sending the Ferocious Boot over. Let's build the business model. We'll give it to charity. We'll figure it out. I love it.
I'm down.
This is everybody out there.
Thank you, David. Real pleasure.
Thank you.
Talk soon. Take care.
Awesome. You're incredible. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Young Nails, check them out. Great entrepreneur. Great lessons for everyone as we look. I got a special guest coming on again. Look at this. We're back to back to back. My favorite magician. And we'll see if he's coming on. And he's calling in from gosh knows where, worldwide traveler. And see how magicians are faring. There he is. Labib Malik, my man, coming in. This guy's incredible. When we were in live events, Labib would come on and
hello.
Open. Whoa, what's up, man?
I'm good. Yourself?
I love your hair.
Thank you. That's something I did before Corona hit Norway. So yeah, it looks good now because they have opened the stores in Norway now.
Yeah, it looks really good, and you look younger. You look younger. Man.
Yeah, I lost quite a lot of pounds since 2 years ago, since I met you last time.
Yeah, well,
2018. Wow.
So I wanted to get your perspective. In the entertainment world, you're a fabulous magician, and you work live events a lot.
Yes,
and,
correct.
Obviously, those have dissipated, dissolved, and disappeared. So when you're an entrepreneur like yourself, where do you move and what do you do in order, one, to be sustainable during this period of time, and then prepare for the inevitable, which is you're going to be back on stages everywhere?
That's true. That's true. Right now, what I'm doing, like the live event market is totally closed down in Norway. So I've got a lot of requests to do online performances through Instagram Live or Zoom Live. It's good. People, I get the good reactions as well. But still, since I'm doing the card tricks and I'm doing everything from my room, people, it isn't that effectful for those who are sitting at home. So what I've done to keep myself sustainable is to invite everyone and I'm trying to read their minds through this live content or live sessions.
Really?
Yes, yeah,
Can you do it to me?
sure. That's what I'm gonna try with you. Do you have a pack of playing cards where you're sitting right now?
Not where I'm sitting
No,
right now.
perfect. I don't worry. I have plenty of
I'll
cards.
trust you
So
that they're real.
they're real. So here's the thing, David. I'm just gonna hold them for a second and let me see if I can come into the video. Yeah. So before I started to come online, I took out one of the cards and placed it face down in the back pack again. So here's the thing. I'm gonna influence you to choose that one card. So yeah, so you have two colors in the pack, red or black. Choose one. Whatever you choose,
Black.
we're gonna go for that color.
Black.
Black. In black, you have two options, which is spades and clubs. You decide.
Spades. Spades.
Spades, perfect. Spades. Again, you have two choices, which is color cards. The picture cards or number cards. What would you like to have?
Number card.
Number cards, perfect. Okay. And from there, you are free to choose whatever number you want.
All right, I got it.
Which number?
Three of
What number?
spades. Three of
Three of
spades.
spades. So watch closely. So the pack is sealed in this glass box. I'm just gonna open easily, and I'm gonna easily take out the pack. And as I'm gonna spread them, you'll see that there's one card which is face up
Yeah.
or face down, and the card you went for is three of spades.
No way.
Exactly. So yeah, so that's what I
And
do.
if I had my own deck, you would have me turn the card over, and you would have, or what would happen if I had my own deck?
No problem. We can do that next time with your deck. Yeah.
I'll do it
Easily.
again. We'll come back and I'll do it again. But
Perfect. Sounds.
Look, Labib is, the reason I love Labib is that you are exactly what's needed for people, because, I believe that, like Van Gogh, we imagine the painting and then we create the painting, right?
Exactly.
We paint the imagination. And that's what you absolutely do, is you show everyone that your brain, right, we can manifest this stuff, and that your perceptions are everything, and whether or not it's real or illusionary is the meaning that you give it. And whether you're 5 years old or 50 years old, we're giving meaning to that right there. But it allows you to know that, look, every possibility has a probability, and the probability is tied to your perspective, and it can be manifested or materialized by a simple card trick.
Simple card trick. We can take it to next level, David. Like I've found this book. I recommend everyone to
That's a
to
good
get this
book.
This is very good. So I guess you have this book in front of you or some
I have
easily.
one like it. Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm gonna do something with else. We're gonna use this book now.
Okay.
So if
Does
you
it have
have
to
one,
be the same cover? Can I just have I have one with a different cover. Is that okay?
yeah, it's fine.
All right. Let me grab it. I just knocked myself out. There we go.
So I
got old school book.
Okay. But our pages same or?
Same, just different cover. I switched the cover.
Okay, only the cover. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna use another book, and you're gonna use your book. So I'm just gonna flip over. You can say stop wherever you like. Okay.
Okay. Stop.
So this is page 390. Can you see that? 390.
Yeah. Got it.
Can you open your book on page 390?
Mine doesn't go that far. That's the problem. It only goes.
Oh, really? Okay. Let's try again.
That book would take too long for me to read.
Okay. Let's try one more again. Say stop wherever you like.
Stop.
There. So this is page 46.
Yeah, I got page 46.
page 46, so everyone can see that page
Yeah.
46.
Yeah.
I hope. Perfect. So I'm gonna hold this, and wherever on page 46, take the first word you find on the page.
Yep.
Tell everyone what's the first page, first word on the page.
In the paragraph, not the title. Like there's like titles on top, right? Just the paragraph word from
Just
reading it.
yeah, just
Yeah.
paragraph.
Energy. So
Energy.
surprise. Energy.
Wow, that would be awesome word.
Isn't
But
it?
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Before we started, I wrote something here that today we
No.
will end up on
No way.
the word energy.
That's impossible. I just so you see, there's no book. You can look at my book. Anyone that has it, you see the word energy there.
Yeah.
Out of all words, no, like we don't. I mean, I didn't.
We don't have the same book either.
I know. I didn't know you were going to do that, obviously, but I just wanted people that are watching to see how incredible this is. And if you're sitting at home and imagining something and saying, "No, this can't work. I can't do it," look what we just did here, right? And you blow me away. I miss being on stages with you in person. This is unbelievable. Like everybody's like, "Oh my God." I'm not
Yeah.
BSing you. This is real. Like this was not planned. We haven't talked before this Instagram. We didn't set up anything. And let me just tell you this about impossibility. Even if he knew the word, right? Like I mean, he wouldn't know the page. Like right? How would he know that?
You could say stop wherever you wanted.
Yeah. How many years did it take you to figure out the unknown? How to do that?
I'm always working on the unknown. I'm still a student of magic and art of magic, but I've been performing for like 20 years now. So I'm still developing and still doing new stuff in Norway and wherever companies invite me. So yeah, so 20 years been
That's
practicing
awesome.
magic.
I know everyone's going mind blowing. Oh my God. Here's one question I have for you. I was thinking about, I'm a student of time and
Yes,
studying to me means pay attention to, give intention to the coincidences I want. That's what you just did. You were giving attention and intention to the things that we want. But time is a man-made construct. It's a variable in there that makes what you did impossible. Time is what makes what you did impossible, right? Because if you were living in one time, the past, present, and future all one, you could have gone back in time, written the word, came back and showed me that, and nobody would know.
exactly.
So, and I'm a student of time. Can you share with me your perspective of time?
For me, the time, I would love to show you another effect with time. Let me see if I can. Next time we'll do that next time. But my perspective on time is like, I believe that I listened to your talk with Deepak Chopra, and I found that so touching to me as what I believe in actually. So for me, again, everything happens in this moment, but I feel I'm able to, through my energy, able to what's called to anticipate what's gonna happen next, or and to create like today I have good energy. That's why I went for the word energy today. And like you chose the word energy of, I don't know how many words you have in this book.
Yeah.
At least 100,000 words.
It's crazy. But I know that time is a variable in what you do. And that's why I wanted you to share, because so many people get caught up in time, even uncertainty. Time is exactly equated to uncertainty, because if we don't know something, it's uncertain. If we become uncertain, we get scared because we have to question our existence. If we question our existence, our ego goes into effect and says, hold on, let me save your life, right? Run away,
Exactly.
eat something,
Yeah.
kill some, right? And this vicious cycle to me is all relative as time, and time is relative, all to an imagination that materializes itself in a variety of different ways. You are a materializer, not a magician.
I'm a materializer. Yes, correct. Are you ready for one more trick, David?
Yeah.
It's kind of about timing, but it's gonna be fun. However, so I'm gonna just move my camera so you are able to see the cards here. I'm gonna take out the pack here. So before we start, I'm gonna show everyone the cards are normal, and everything is same, different. I'm gonna just shuffle the cards a couple of times like this. So here's the thing. I'm gonna just let the cards fall down, and I
Yeah.
want you to say stop wherever you like.
Okay. Stop.
Let's try one more time.
All right. Sorry. Stop.
There, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you said stop a second or millisecond later, we would end up at 1/4 of spades, or 2 seconds earlier, ace of hearts. We ended up on 5 of diamonds.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So 5 of diamonds is your card. Now, since I'm in Norway, in Oslo, and you're in California, we are at least by flight, that's 12 hours
Yeah.
away from me. Not sure with how many miles that would be, but I'm gonna take another pack of cards, and I'm gonna take out 5 of diamonds. And this is, I'm gonna take out 5 diamonds from a red pack of cards, and I'm gonna place it back, I would say, around here. So you don't know how many cards down the 5 diamonds is now. It's not on the bottom, it's not on the top or second from the top, but here's the thing. Let me see if I can do perfect. Yeah. So I'm gonna just start dealing the cards. Whenever you feel, just say stop.
Okay.
So I'm gonna look away, and I'm not gonna influence you. This is not me doing. This is you doing and understanding this. Okay. So let's start. Whenever you want to say stop.
Stop.
This card.
Yeah, that card.
So, and you sure you want that card?
Yeah.
Not the next one or third one? You could say stop wherever you like, but you stop on one card.
Yeah.
That's 5 diamond, man.
Oh my goodness. That is so good. Everybody, if you don't think you can do what you dream and paint your own imagination, you got to imagine your painting and paint your imagination. That's what Labib does. Check him out. And when this is all over, we're going to stand on stages again and teach people perception and make it a positive perception. You are an incredible person, magician, and materializer. And so good to see you. I'm glad you're healthy and happy as well.
Thank you. Thank you. You too, David.
I'll see you soon, my friend.
See you soon. See you soon, my friend. Take
That's
care.
awesome. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Wow. 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 Everybody better be clapping. Where's that bored guy? He's still bored after that, because that's the real deal. This was not, I broke everything trying to get it. So I was not prepared with a pet deck or my books. Wow. I love that guy. That's so good. All right. Let's take a quick question. Do my own magic. I know you do trainings. You do coaching too, on request. I have very expensive one-on-one coaching that I do. I guarantee profit. I do it only month to month, and I have to select who I do it with. I do private coaching group, which is very inexpensive, very one-on-one. It's probably the most value anybody will ever get. So if you want to do those types of coaching, I do free coaching every Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern time. I give my books away for free. I give my exercises and guides to you. So please, whatever way you want me to help you, I am of service. I am of value. I am of profit. It's different than value. Okay. There's no subjective value. That's given in everything that I do and everybody does. We can always have subjective values because we give meaning to everything we see, as Labib proved to us right there. All right. I think I got my friends on here. One last friend to join. Junior, let's see here. Let's see who's with me today. Are you accepting mentees? Yes, I am. Just text me or email me at david@dmeltzer. Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing great. This is mind blowing.
Where are you calling in from?
So I'm joining you from Accra, Ghana, in West Africa.
Love Africa. And tell me what the atmosphere, the attitude, and the altitude is there in Ghana right now.
So we had our lockdown lifted about 3 weeks ago. The government decided to lift it, so we still don't have any public or social gatherings. But the country is semi-functioning. But there is also a lot of worry and fear. And for young people in business, who are the people that I deal with a lot, a lot of them businesses are closing. Some of them spent their capital during the lockdown season, so it's a mixed feeling. A lot of people also seeing opportunities, of course, in exploring digital, which beforehand they were not paying attention to. But we're still managing. But I think there's a little bit of fear. There's a little bit of what happens next, and that's what it looks like down here.
And what do you think the biggest fear is down there?
I think that the fear is more of the uncertainty because nobody knows what's going on. When is the country going to be opened? When do we get a vaccine for the virus? Are we safe? That's where it's from. But I also think that beneath the uncertainty, there's also a fear, of course, of the economic hardship that can come after this, especially for Africa. So those two things would probably be where the biggest fear is.
And where do you see the biggest opportunity there now?
Well, in Africa, I think that it would just be digital transformation because a lot of businesses are now catching up with jumping onto platforms. A lot of businesses are now understanding the need to have tech and digital as part of their everyday thing. So I think the greatest opportunities will be digital transformation, digital migrations, how companies and brands and products sort of look at how they can bring digital into some point of their value chain. That's why I see the greatest opportunity for especially young Africans.
It's interesting. I do a lot of work in Kenya and the Bagani on the Maasai, and I do this executive coaching, and I was with my ear pods in the middle, standing outside the Jeep. A leopard, I mean, literally was close by, hyenas, pumbas, and I'm on my
Wow.
coaching call. I'm on my coaching call in the middle, and I said, if this isn't proof where Africa can be.
Yeah.
This is proof, and it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And as much hardship as this will cause and pain, right? Pain to me is an indicator. It's an indicator that we have lessons to learn. It's an
Mm.
acceleration course. This is the condensed, learn. This is what's the name of the name of that brand that teaches you, a language in 6 weeks. This is
Yeah.
that. This is what we're learning about business and technology right now. This is the accelerated course to put ourselves into. What are some of the skills that you've been relying on that allow you to have a positive attitude through this?
So I think that probably one that would be abstract is just self-awareness. Just being fully aware of who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, your skill sets, etc., etc. But in terms of soft skills, I think that, of course, an understanding of digital platforms has been great. I think that the ability to communicate, so communication skills has been great. I teach and sell the knowledge that I have, having done this work in about 10 years, different African countries. So I also have a mastermind. I have coaching sections. I have master classes. I have courses. And they became very relevant to my audiences back home only during this season. When people were locked down, they were not going anywhere. They started paying attention. Before it was a bit difficult because everybody was sort of caught up in the 9 to 5 rat race, jumping around. But once the world came to a stop, everybody started paying attention to, oh my God, if you have only one stream of income, is economic suicide. If you're not paying attention to other skills, that would sort of embellish what you already have. That can be troubling for you. So for me, things like communication, the ability to clearly articulate your thoughts, also having just a very strong belief system. Because for instance, you were like a God mentor so far away, and I just took a leap of faith and sent you a DM and say, "Can I have you on my life?" And here we are, right?
Yeah.
And so just that strength of belief to say that let me give it a try. If I don't get a response, I don't lose anything. But if I do get a response, then oh my God, imagine, right? So those are some of the things: a strong belief system, self-awareness, understanding digital platforms, communication, copy, And one thing that has really taken me through this has been meditation, because I'm a very bubbly person who needs to move. So to be stuck in one place is like I'm losing my mind. But I think meditation has also really helped me through this season. Yeah.
It's so important, Kwame, as we go through this, my own free, paid, group, individual, all the people to empower others that I'm trying to teach. It's amazing when they follow a mindset, the things are going in a positive perspective. I mostly am coaching about the people that are engaged with me, about them feeling guilty because
Yeah.
they feel good. And I'm trying to tell them, look, you cannot feel bad enough to make somebody feel good. You cannot be poor enough to make somebody rich. Please, everybody, feel good about what we're doing so you can share that with other people. Everything comes through us, whether they're in America or Africa, everything that I am connected to is coming through me, and I appreciate it with gratitude and with value. And I give it away all around the world. And the reason I wanted you to have on is because I live off of asking, how I can be of service or of value, but also, do you know anyone that can help me? And yet people don't ask. And I saw that you asked me, and I said, absolutely. Let's share this wisdom. Let's share this positive energy. Let's light other people's candles so our light doesn't burn, right? Our candle's not going to burn. When you share your light, your candle stops burning. So I want everyone to stop burning their candle. Even if you got a big flame, you got to share it with other people, or it's going to burn your candle down. And so make sure that we continue to share this, great opportunity, this great light, these great lessons that may reform, re-engineer, and accelerate true happiness and abundance that has never been seen before. Yes, there will be pain because there's lessons to learn. Mental, physical, emotional, financial pain is coming, but they're just an indicator. Don't get sad when you put a left turn blinker on. So don't get sad when you get pain. Get happy because you got a lesson to learn and you got change coming, and you're going to start moving in the right direction, just the same way as you turn left and you start going in the right direction. And I appreciate you helping other people come in the right direction. I appreciate you being one of the Meltzer 1000. Last piece of advice for everybody all the way from Africa.
So, but I have a question that I wanted to ask you. Can I do that?
Yeah, please.
So there's this message you preach about consistency, which I wanted my audience who are probably joining you for the first time to get a little piece of, about how you do, X to the power 30, but somebody takes, the weekend off. Can you please tell us a little bit about that so my audience can get that concept? Because I feel like that's very important to growth and progress.
Yeah, with whether it's 2 minutes, 2 people, or $2, everything exponentially grows. And so if you take the permutation, it's a mathematical equation of, on day one, if you have 1 to the first power, 1 to the, or 2 to the first power, 2 to the second, 2 to the third, fourth, what happens is every day you take off, because of the conscious, unconscious, and subconscious and unconscious continuum, the way that we learn and grow through the 10,000 new thoughts a day, the 40,000 of the same thoughts in your subconscious that affect your frequency, your DNA, your unconscious competency, personality traits, characteristics, obsessions. What happens is, if I have the same input every day, then I get that, 2 to the first power, X to the second, X to the third, X to the fourth. But if I miss a day, my cellular memory is stupid. It becomes X to the 0, because my cellular memory only can remember the day from when I wake up till I go to bed. So X to the 0 is back to square one. And so if you take the weekend off, you lose the continuum, you lose the exponential growth. So instead of ending up at X to the 31st power, you end up at X to whatever the first or second power. You wonder why. And then what's worse is when we don't see significant progress, we quit. We quit. And quitting is the #1 disease in the world. Way worse than COVID. Quitting has caused so many deaths. Quitting has caused so many destructions, dissolutions, and ends to so many things. Happiness That's the accelerator. Happiness spreads simply by witnessing it. It strengthens your immune system. It will build your bank account. Happiness will do everything for you. And happiness is a consistent behavior by giving meaning, positive meaning to everything you see and giving it away. Remember,
Wow.
if you're not motivated right now, if you're anxious, sad, frustrated, think about what you can do for other people. You'll start receiving more and more to give it to those other people. So go volunteer, help, do whatever you can do, but be consistent about it every day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, David.
You got it, my friend. Take care, Kwame. You come back on. Be happy, be healthy, and empower others, okay?
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers. The futurist, Kwame, just empowering people all the way on the other side of the world. He is a diamond. And thank you, everybody, for joining. Let me just answer one quick question. Get in the groove. What's your why for today specifically? I don't worry about my why. My why is to help as many people as I can, to empower them to be happy, to empower others to be happy, to empower others. If I can find 1,000 people, if I can find those 1,000 people that can empower 1,000 people to empower 1,000 people, that's 1 billion people. We can create a collective consciousness. And so specifically my why is to empower others to be happy. That's why I do these things. I do all the things I do. I can. Remember, the best way is bring your family, friends, everybody to Friday training. It's free. And it's 11 a.m. Watch the replay if you can't make it at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. We will send it out to you. We will give you the guide. This week is motivation versus inspiration. I'm going to give you some key components about getting up and getting there and making sure you make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. Most importantly, everyone, be happy. Help somebody else be happy to help someone else be happy. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. I will see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Go ahead, email me, david@dmeltzer.com, or text me, 949-298-2905. Thank you so much.